and welcome back to my channel. If you'd love to see more of my videos, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if there's any cases you'd like me to look at, comment them down below. Also, I always forget this, don't forget to press the bell for notifications. So today we're going to be continuing on with the Ripper cases. So we'll be moving on to the second victim today, which was Annie Elizabeth Chapman. So, on to today's victim. The second victim of the Ripper was Annie Eliza Chapman. Now, some background about her: she was a pretty unfortunate woman. She was born Annie Eliza Smith in September 1841. She was described as 5'7". She had dark brown wavy hair and blue eyes. She had a pale complexion with excellent teeth and a thick nose. She was strongly built but was undernourished, and at the time of her death she suffered with tuberculosis. She also had a drink problem, however she wasn't considered as an alcoholic. She married John Chapman on the 1st of May 1869. To him she had 3 children, Emily, Annie and John. However, John was a cripple and was sent to a home, and Emily died aged 12 of meningitis. Then, to carry on with her unfortune, they separated sometime between 1884 and 1885. This was on the account of her drunken and immoral ways. After their split, he paid her 10 shillings a week support. He paid these payments up until his death on Christmas Day of 1886. During 1886, she was living with a man called John Civey, but he shortly left her after her husband's death. Now, this was probably because all money payments had stopped. Before her husband died, she used to sell flowers and crochet work on the market. However, after his death, she had no other option but to take up prostitution. In late August 1888, she met her brother by the fountain on Commercial Road, who gave her 2 shillings after she told him she was really hard up. On Tuesday the 4th of September, a few days before her death, Annie ran into Amelia Palmer, who says Annie was feeling ill and that she might go to a casual ward for a few days to have a bed, as she hadn't eaten all day. So in return, Amelia gives her 2D for tea and warns her not to spend it all on rum. The last few sightings of Annie Chapman were about 5:30 AM on the 8th of September 1888. This sighting was by Elizabeth Long. She saw Annie by the shutters of 28 Hanbury Street with a man. Shortly after, a man named Albert Kadosh, who lived at 27 Hanbury Street, walked into his backyard, suspected he was going to use the restroom. Here he hears voices through the fence to 29. He shortly after hears a woman saying no, and then hears something fall against the fence. We now move on to the information we have about her murder. She was found at approximately 6 AM on the 8th of September 1888 in the yard of 29 Hanbury Street. Her body was found by John Davis, who lodged on the 3rd floor of 29 Hanbury Street. The injuries she sustained was pretty much entire body mutilation. Her throat was dissevered deeply, the incision was jagged. It reached right around the neck. She had 2 parallel incisions down the left side of her spine. The abdomen was completely open and the intestines were cut out and laid over the shoulder of her corpse. The uterus and 2/3 of the bladder were completely removed, and there was also no trace of these found on the scene or the surrounding areas. This is where the links come in, as the injuries were once again made from the left to right, once again suggesting a left-handed killer. It was also suggested that the weapon of choice had a sharp, narrow blade, which would be something like the instrument used for post-mortems. The killer also had to have anatomical knowledge, as even Dr. Phillips, who attended the scene, could not perform such surgery. After the second murder had occurred, the public really did take the action into their own hands, and the Whitechapel Vigilance Committee was set up on the 10th of September 1888, as people felt the police weren't doing enough to try and find the killer. It also created so much fear around Whitechapel because no one knew who the killer was and they didn't know who was around them. That's it for this week, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the second part of my series. There'll be new videos up soon, hopefully, concluding the series. If you like my videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment any cases you want me to look at down below, and please share this around.